Folks, I get it. It has only been one game. That's not gonna determine anything. That's not going to project anything long term. It's not going to guarantee anything. But what one game can do is inspire hope. It's like the eye in the dentist system. You inspire hope and you give everybody a little bit of a taste as to what could be coming in the future. Whether or not Dylan Cozens of the Ottawa Senators pulls a dentist system and then separates entirely afterwards remains to be seen. But for now, after his very first game in an Ottawa Senators sweater, my gosh, is the workhorse from Whitehorse putting in some fantastic work. This show is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Go out there and check out that first link in the description to save some money on your VPN, get some free months, and support this YouTube channel in the process. I wanted to go over the profile of one Dylan Cozens, talk about his first game as a member of the Sens, and talk about how things kind of went wrong for him in Buffalo. Because his debut was yesterday, and he arguably could not have had a better debut with the team. Okay, no, I take that back. If he had a hat trick, that probably would have been better, but still, within reason, bearing any significant point production in the first game for Ottawa, there wasn't really anything else that Dylan Cozens could have done to win over this fan base. 24 years old, 6'3", 194, a right-handed center right wing, signed on till the end of 2030, making $7.1 million a year. A former top 10 pick in the 2019 NHL Entry Draft, Cozens was seen as a guy who could do it all at a very high pace and a high level. He could score goals, he could make plays, he's a big guy so he could use his physicality to really get an edge over competitors, and he was a dog. He could absolutely go. His work ethic, his intensity, it was all there, and it's why he was a super highly productive player in the WHL. Give it a few seasons and eventually playing for Buffalo, 13 points in 41 games in his rookie year. He went over to Team Canada at the World Juniors, was the captain, and had 16 points in 7 games played. Just an absolute stud. Now, that World Junior was filled with a lot of drama, and we did actually make streams for the games and the gold medal game too, so it's all on the channel if you want to go out there and watch that. But the very next season, Dylan Cozens had 68 points in 81 games played for the Buffalo Sabres. Back in this time frame, he was 21, 22 years old. And this is such a good point production metric that it's why he got signed to that really big extension, $7.1 million a year. But the seasons after, Cozens started to slow down point production-wise, 47 points in 79 games the next year, and then 31 points in 61 games the year after that. Now, it doesn't help that a lot of players in the Buffalo Sabres did start to decline as well from this season to this season. A lot of folks took big dips in their point production. But for Dylan Cozens, his play has gotten so much worse than we expected it to. He's just not looking all too confident. He's not making the plays. He's not scoring as many points. Buffalo was being treated to a discount version of Dylan Cozens, and whether or not you want to say that it's because of the nerves, he's a 24-year-old guy, he signed a huge extension, he doesn't want to fail and not live up to those expectations, and in the process of going through those thoughts, he ends up failing and not living up to expectations because the pressure gets a little bit too high. You can say whatever you want about why Dylan Cozens ended up faltering in the ways that he did, but the bottom line is he did end up faltering. It's why he was linked in trade rumors for so long, and it's why the Ottawa Senators sent Josh Norris over to get this guy. Well, let's go out there and talk about Dylan Cozens' first game. Because in his first contest with the Ottawa Senators, he ends up posting 1727 time on ice. That's one of the more useful games that he has had. All these other Buffalo games, you're seeing 16, 15, some 13-minute games in there. Cozens in his first game with the Sens had 17, so there you go. Right away, he is being utilized on this squad. He had a primary assist, a 55.56 face-off winning percentage, and 9 hits, a new career high. And in the video where he gets the second star, he is super excited, he's in his new home, he's having a good time, he's looking happy out there. And safe to say, he's excited about being in the Ottawa Senators organization. That 9 hits really does stand out. The guy was a wrecking ball, just going out there and doing his thing. The primary assist also, it was technically not on the power play, but it was really scored with just a few seconds passed on a power play. So it was a power play assist that just didn't get counted as a power play assist because it came right after the power play had expired. But then Cozens, as the net front presence, is able to direct the puck on goal, play it to the side for Ridley Greig, who is able to bury it and get the Sens on the board. In a comeback win against the New York Rangers, it was a really big win. Scrolling down here, you can see highlight pack from Dylan Cozens' debut with the Ottawa Senators, and he had 17 minutes time on ice, 4:15 power play time on ice, 1:39 penalty kill time on ice, a primary assist at 5v5, 9 hits, 4 shot attempts, 3 high danger chances, that's a lot, a 5.56 face-off win percentage, 5.56 Corsi, 5.71 high danger chance percentage. So Dylan Cozens was a legitimate threat in his very first game for the Ottawa Senators. He was looking fantastic. He was getting chances. He was getting more chances than the opposition was getting. And when you think about just some of the conversation and the discourse, it's been really heating up for this player ever since that first game. Let's go out there and read some of the replies to this comment thread. Takeaways from Dylan Cozens' performance. 1. He owns the puck. He knows how to use his size to create space and find passing options. He's very good at distribution. Number 2, he's not a big hitter, but he isn't afraid to finish his checks or forecheck hard. Number 3, his ability to carry the puck through the neutral zone immediately stood out. I really noticed it on the power play, as entries are an area where Ottawa struggles hard outside of Tim Stützle. And number 4, it's pretty impressive considering he was traded less than 24 hours prior to the game and had no practices with the team. Talk about beginner's luck, eh? Let's go out there onto the Ottawa Senators subreddit and read some comments about Dylan Cozens. This is the same post of him getting the second star of the game in his first game. He fit right in and was an absolutely solid contributing force. Great show for his debut. 9 hits, the guy gets it. He looked solid out there, seemed to have good chemistry with Batherson, so that's something I'd look to build on. Give him a few games and practices to get used to the system, and I think he'll fit in well, especially if Brady's intensity can rub off onto him. He played great, lots of chances on his line. I liked his postgame where he said he knew he's kind of fallen off the last few years, and that he knows what he needs to do to get back to being that dog. See, it's that word again. He's a dog. I like how his focus is being hard to play against, which is this team's whole identity, which he was today. 9 hits and was very good on the boards. This is what playing with Brady does to a guy. This could end up being a massive pickup for the Ottawa Senators. The dude is going to be such a stud for the Ottawa Senators. As an Oilers fan, I am jealous. This kid will be a franchise player. Okay, I think we can end the video off on that. A franchise player, 22 folks on the Ottawa Senators subreddit agree on that. Who knows if that's going to be the case, but Dylan Cozens in one game already looked so much better than I think anybody was expecting, and a lot better than what some Buffalo fans had been seeing out of him the past 2 years or so. Dylan Cozens, everybody, your second star of the game yesterday, and a superstar in the making, ? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about how Dylan Cozens impressed in his first game as an Ottawa Senator. Do you think he's got that franchise potential? Let me know in the comments what do you think based off of this one game we had seen, and where do you see him going in the future with this team? I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.